Thank you very much, Mr. President. Today's debate is carefully worded as being about the Constitution, the rule of law, and fundamental rights in Spain in the light of the events in Catalonia. In Europe, after the Second World War, then after the end of dictatorships in Spain, Portugal and Greece, and again after the fall of the Berlin Wall, we have shaped our democratic societies based on three principles: democracy, respect for the rule of law, and human rights. The three need each other. They cannot exclude each other. You cannot use one against the other. If you remove one pillar, then the others will fall too. Respect for the rule of law is not optional, it is fundamental. If the law does not give you what you want, you can oppose the law, you can work to change the law, but you cannot ignore the law. So it is fundamental that the constitutions of every one of our member states are upheld and respected. So this is the basis for our debate today. In that debate, we should be guided by the values set out in Article 2 of the Treaty, values which are common to member states and citizens and on which our Union is founded. As Jean-Claude Juncker said in his State of the Union address to this very House last month, our Union is not a state, but it is a community of law. We must never lose sight of this. There is general consensus that the regional government of Catalonia has chosen to ignore the law when organising the referendum held last Sunday. The Spanish Constitutional Tribunal having suspended the Catalan laws on the organisation of the referendum and issued daily penalties against those who went against its orders. That does not change the fact that we have all seen saddening images from Sunday. Let me be clear. Violence does not solve anything in politics. It is never an answer, never a solution, and it can never be used as a weapon or instrument. Europe knows this better than anywhere else. None of us want to see violence in our societies. However, it is of course a duty for any government to uphold the rule of law, and this sometimes does require the proportionate use of force. We understand that people wanted to express their views. Freedom of expression is a fundamental right for all European citizens, and thus for all Spanish citizens. But one opinion is not more valuable than another opinion only because it is expressed more loudly. As the Commission has stated, under the Spanish Constitution, Sunday's vote in Catalonia was not legal. Looking ahead, it is clear that an agreed way forward is needed in Spain. For the European Commission, as President Juncker has reiterated repeatedly, this is an internal matter for Spain that has to be dealt with in line with the constitutional order of Spain. That is why the European Commission has called on all relevant actors to now move quickly from confrontation to dialogue. The power of dialogue, of sitting down and talking to each other, even if and especially when we passionately disagree, is what our Union is built on. All lines of communication must stay open. It's time to talk, to find a way out of the impasse, working within the constitutional order of Spain. At the end of the day, the real answers can only come from all those concerned. Those directly concerned are all 46 million Europeans who are Spanish citizens. Those indirectly concerned are all Europeans who are citizens of all other member states. Jean-Claude Juncker is in touch with Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy, who I trust will ensure that the situation is resolved in a spirit of dialogue and in full respect of the Spanish Constitution and of the fundamental rights of citizens. This must be the goal for all of us. Allow me to stress that the development of Spain since the Spanish people liberated themselves from dictatorship is one of the greatest success stories Europe has seen in its history. In less than my lifetime, Spain was transformed from a nation under the boot of a dictator into a nation that leads globally in a great many areas, where every citizen has full rights protected by the rule of law, where culture flourishes and the economy grows. This is the awe-inspiring achievement of all Spaniards, including Catalans. This would not have been possible. This would not have been possible without full respect for the rule of law, respect for the separation of powers, respect for the rulings of judges. And let me add, nowhere is the attachment to the rule of law stronger than in those nations who have memories of what it means to be deprived of it. All this was achieved through hard work, commitment, dialogue, and respect for diversity. Please let this inspire all of us to leave the path of confrontation and follow the road of cooperation and dialogue to solve the situation. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
La parola a nome del gruppo del Partito Popolare Europeo all'onorevole Manfred Weber.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, dear